So question and answers on the new Nigerian tax law, specific focus on individuals and small business. So we put it together in a question and answer format so that we can just deal with different aspects. This says, when will the new Nigerian Tax Act take effect? So when is this starting? It's starting on the 1st of January 2026. So the new Nigerian Tax Act goes into effect from what? 1st of January 2026. Which specific individuals does the tax law apply to? Are there people that this law applies to? Are there people that it does not apply to? Well, the answer is simple. It applies to all individuals that earn income in Nigeria. So whether you are workers, content creators, remote workers, influencers, traders, so no matter what you do, as long as you earn money in Nigeria, you're going to pay the tax. And then Nigerians earning income abroad, if they are tax residents in Nigeria. So what this means is this. If you are resident in Nigeria and you make money abroad, so you have properties abroad, you have investments abroad. When your properties or investments abroad, when they bring in money, you will pay the tax of that money in Nigeria. Because you are not paying tax in those countries, but because you are resident in Nigeria, you will now pay that tax. So that means as you are entering January, don't try to be secretive. Because they are linking NIN, BVN, everything is going to be linked together. And then they are connecting with the international platform with every commercial NAF center all over the world. And there is now information sharing. So it's better for you to buy yourself. Go and say I have a property in Kenya. I have a property in Swaziland. I have one property in London. This is how much I made. So if you don't have an accountant, this is the time for you to get an accountant, a tax consultant. Don't try to be stingy and say I'm not paying professional. And when you are sending money to someone or collecting money from someone, this is the time to ensure that it is well so you can now say okay loan to this person or money they say we should share for purpose burial. You know those of you that they use your account to collect money, you will now say okay everybody brother James is getting married, let us pay to Sister Carol's account. And you are Sister Carol and you are paying money into your account for somebody's birthday. You better have the definition birthday so that you will now put it together and you will transfer it. Again, will the money I keep in my bank account be taxed from 2026? It means that if I leave money in my account now, would they now come and say this doesn't get money, maybe we collect something? No. Just having money in your account is not taxable. Only the income you earn like salary, business profits or interest is what can be taxed. So the question then is how do we know how the money enter our account? How do we know if it is not a salary or a business? That's why you must have record. So those of you that don't keep records of income and expenditure and have descriptions of the transactions in your life, you may end up becoming a pawn. Because you know that every time there is a law in Nigeria, there are criminals in government that want to now capitalize on that, want to defraud people, to terrorize people, to make life difficult for people. That's why we are telling you all this is now so that you'll be ready because many of the government agencies and government parastatal, they don't have any record. Hello. Another one, I'm a student with no job. Will I pay tax in 2026? No. If you have no taxable income, you will not pay tax. So what is taxable income? Hello. That is income that you earn that is a profit or a return on investment or a salary. Then it will be taxed. Will tax authorities now monitor bank accounts of businesses more closely? Yes. They will now monitor you. They are now spirits. I hope you know that there is what they call so now you have to now have that, and what that means is that every transaction in your business that is above is it 5 million or 10 million whatever every week you have to be sending it to them in the FCC every week is a law and in 626. Your year in your company you must have a compliance officer that is representing government. You will use your money to employ your class captain and you'll be paying
but
the
that it was
person, so
supposed to
every
be on
company
its
you
way to
must have
Portugal, presumably for some
school. Then you
diplomatic
must
or
have a
technical
water staff
mission.
that you will be
They said
paying
it was
salary.
just a
You will now
mistake in
introduce the
navigation,
staff to
and it
EFCC
wasn't
so in
anything
case you
sinister.
don't have to go and settle it now
Naturally,
except you
when the
want to
story
remain
came
poor.
out,
If you want to
a lot of
operate
people
in
assumed
hundred
the
of
Nigerian
million billion,
government was
all
telling
this
the
is no
truth.
more negotiable.
After
Then you
all,
will now say
why
okay
would they lie
EFCC, oh
about
this is the
something like
staff I
that?
have employed for
But hold on,
compliance.
here
Then
comes
they
the
will now
twist.
train that staff. That
Portugal
staff will now go for training with EFCC. Then they will now come all the directors of the Company they will now train all of you too. Are you seeing why you have to be here for tax on me? It's no more business as usual. That's why we are doing it, so that it's not the next day, hey pastor pray, oh hey pastor my. We are telling you now, those of you that are arguing with tithe are not free. God don't catch good argue with tax. So yes, it will be easier for the authorities to track compliance, but again your bank balance will not be taxed. Profits and income are what will be taxed. Number 7. Will I pay tax on the loan I borrow from Fair Money or any lender? You know yourself that one that will not be calling everybody sending text to people. No, loans are not taxable given that they are not income. However, the interest income earned by Fair Money will be taxed at their own hands. So if you go and borrow money now, the money you borrowed, even though it came to you like an income, it is not considered an income because it is a loan. But now the person giving you the loan, if the person collects interest from you, they will now pay tax on the interest they collected from you. But the question is, how will we know that the money that came to you is a loan? Are you seeing where record comes in?